Does penis size matter to you? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a Q&A video, highly requested. So I posted a story on my Instagram page, you can check it out and follow me on there. I get asked this question all the time, and even when I already answer it, but here we go. Am I single? Am I seeing anyone? My relationship status? My answer to that question is, it's a secret. Over time, my mindset has changed a lot, and now I'm at a place where I like to keep that part of my life private because I do share a lot already on my channel. Of course, I always try to be authentic as much as possible. So yes, whether I'm single or I'm in a relationship, it will remain a secret.
I'll never tell.
My second most asked question is, will I open an OnlyFans? Do I have an OnlyFans? When will I open an OnlyFans? And the answer to all of them is never.
Please don't say that.
I don't plan on opening an OnlyFans anytime in the future, and I like to keep it that way. If you want to support me, you can go onto my Patreon page. I post a lot on there. No OnlyFans for me. My next question is, will you someday post a nude picture? No, I don't think I will ever post a nude picture.
No! No! No!
As body positive as I am, I would like to keep those parts for me and my special person. I'm okay with posting bikini, posting pictures in lingerie, like minimal clothing. I don't think that I will post or ever create nude content unless it's like really like artsy, that you don't really see the nipples, but somehow very artsy. Then I may be open to it, not like here's my tits kind of picture, but like if it's like a super artsy photo shoot, then maybe. Does penis size matter to you? How can I say this? It matters, but it's not everything. There's a lot of other things that make sex good. There's a lot of other things that being intimate with someone special, right? So I think that size is not everything. It matters to an extent, but it doesn't dictate whether or not I would date a person. So the next question is, what type of guy do you like to date? Or my type. I like to date someone who would love taking care of me. I've been very independent since a very young age because my mom passed away when I was young. Basically, I had to grow up really fast, taking care of a lot of things by myself. And even when I moved here when I was 17, and I've been living all by myself for the past 6 years, it's just, I'm so used to taking care of myself and taking care of things all the time. I just really love it when I'm in a relationship. The person, can take care of me, because I just really want to take a step back and relax when I'm in a relationship. I'm just like very out there, and I do a lot in my career or in other aspect of my life. I like to take a more passive approach when it comes to relationship. I really like a gentleman. I think that chivalry is a very rare thing these days to find in men, and when someone is chivalrous, it's just very sexy to me, and it goes along with like taking care of me in a way, right? Like opening the door, doing all the gentleman stuff. I suddenly cannot think of any example, but you know what I mean. For me, I don't really have a preference for physical attributes. I think everyone is gorgeous and special in their own unique way. It really comes down to personality and how they treat me at the end of the day. What type of guys are you attracted to? Thin or muscular or more to love? Just curious. I say like big body, like big shoulder, more towards the muscular side, but it's not a must. Like I dated thin guys before, I dated bigger guys before, and I dated muscular guys before. And like I said, I think everyone is gorgeous and special in their own way, and what I find attractive in a person the most is their personality and how they treat me. I say naturally, like I would be more gravitated towards the big shoulder, muscular type of guys, but like I said, I find all body types attractive. I can be attracted to any body type. My next question is, do you play video games? I don't play video games. I'm just not really interested in video games. I used to play a lot in the past. When I was like in grade 9 or 10, I used to be very good. Actually, just mobile games, but video games, I don't think I ever tried it. It just seemed very hard or complex to me, and I prefer reading over games. But I actually really like board games. I like Monopoly. I like any types of board games, to be honest. Yeah, that's all the games for me. What is your main priority in life? My main priority in my life currently is my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm finally back to making long form YouTube videos again. I really like to keep it going. I do try to post on my YouTube channel every day. So you can say that my main priority in my life right now is my social media community, is creating content. It's my main priority. You are my main priority. The next question is, how do you accept all the hate? Isn't it hard for you? The amount of hate that I get compared to the amount of positivity or positive feedback that I get from my video is very, very tiny. I would say it's not that hard, to be honest, because I've been on YouTube for almost 3 years now, and I got used to receiving negative comments. So now when I get a negative comment, I just ignore it, move on, and don't let it affect me.
I'm very sorry, and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a what you think.
I almost forgot to answer the questions that I also get asked all the time, even though I already kind of answered them a million times. But I'm gonna answer them again here. My age is, I'm 23 years old. I was born in 1998. My astrology sign is Virgo. That's my sun sign. If you're really into astrology, then you would know what I'm talking about. My sun sign is Virgo, my rising sign is Leo, and my moon sign is Scorpio. My height, I am 5'6", 167 centimeter. My weight is 102 pounds. I believe it's 46 kg, 46 kilograms. My background, I'm Vietnamese 100%. I moved to Canada in 2015, 6 years ago. I've been living by myself for the past 6 years. Personality type, ENFJ. So it's short for extroverted, intuitive. F, feelings. J is judging. I'm not judgmental, but it's just stand for that if you're into MBTI personality types. My next question is, how long was your longest relationship? My longest relationship is 10 months. I've never had a relationship that lasted for more than a year. So if I'm with somebody for a year, I think I'm gonna marry that person. I think a year is like a very special milestone for me. A year is really long, and I think that for me, at the 6-month mark, I already kind of know whether this person is the right person for me or not. I'm the type of person who don't like to waste time at all, and if I see that this person is not right for me, they're bringing more negativity into my life more than positivity. I get more negative emotions than positive emotions when I'm with that person, then I know that it's the time to part ways. Do you smoke weed? No, I don't do any drinking or smoking. I don't. I'm a pretty boring person. I think it's just like my personal belief. I don't really believe in substance. I think that I can enjoy life without drinking or without smoking weed or cigarettes or doing drugs and everything like that. I mean, sometimes I do drink like a tiny bit.
2 shots of vodka.
Like it happens like maybe just very, very rarely, or only a few times a year, so I don't even consider it drinking. But yeah, another question that I get a lot is, how have you been these days? How have I been doing, like mentally? How's my mental health? I've been good, I've been happy, but don't get me wrong, I still have my bad days. I still have days that I just spend the whole day in bed on my phone, and maybe I have a week that I just feel really off and tired. For the most part, I'm pretty happy and satisfied with how my life's going. I compare myself a lot less. Before I had a big issue with comparing myself all the time, but now I feel like I'm finally very, very content with where I'm at in life. A lot of it is thanks to you, and thank you for supporting me on this journey, and I'm just very grateful for having you here. Did you know what is your career going to look like from the start, or were you letting the future lead you? When I was in high school or university, I really thought that I would be working in marketing, you know, being a marketing specialist, marketing manager, and then marketing VP. So that's kind of like the ideal career path that I wanted for myself. But then once I started YouTube in my 3rd year of university, I really fell in love with it. I really fell in love with content creation and fell in love with my community. So it's very interesting how, you know, life can change so fast, and this is what I'm doing now, and I'm so grateful for the change. I think that as much as we have like a general idea about what we want to do, sometimes life can, you know, really take a turn and then you end up doing something completely different. I think that we should just take life as it is and, you know, go with the flow, and there are no set path that we should or have to follow. You never know where life will take you and where you end up. My next question is, how tied is your identity to your hair, especially in relation to femininity? So this is my hair. I've been growing it out for the past 3 years. I get comments and questions about my hair all the time, online, in person. Like, people just seem to love my long hair. I love my long hair. I think I would never, not never, I don't want to say never. I don't want to cut my hair anytime soon. Part of my identity is tied with my long hair, but I don't think that it's a big part of my identity, especially in relation to femininity. To me, I don't think femininity is tied to my long hair. Like, I can see myself having shorter hair, like this short. I actually have had really short hair before, so I experience, you know, the full spectrum of hair length. So I experienced the full spectrum of hair length, and I say this is like my favorite length. Why didn't you have confidence before? You're so stunning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. During my teenage years, I was in a very bad place just in terms of my self-confidence and my self-esteem. Of course, you know, have a flat chest, and I was always very skinny. And if you have watched some of my older videos on YouTube, I have talked a lot about having an underbite. I went through a whole 4 years process to get my underbite fixed. I had braces. I had a double jaw surgery, which was really brutal and intensive. So it was definitely a process, a long process for me to get to where I am today. And so I think before I didn't have the confidence that I have now because of the underbite. It was my biggest insecurity. After I went through the braces and the surgery and I finally get like a normal bite, I guess I don't really want to contradict myself here, but truly the underbite and the whole process of getting a normal bite was a big part of my self-love journey. Of course, helps with my confidence a lot, but I truly believe that true confidence really comes from within, and it really comes from believing that you're beautiful and worthy no matter what. Like now, when I look back at my pictures when I had the underbite before, and now I can see how beautiful I was. But back then, I couldn't see it, and I put myself down so much just because I had an underbite. But now I can see that even with the underbite, I was beautiful. What situation triggered the gain of confidence that you have now? I say it's a bad breakup. It was a bad breakup that triggered the confidence that I have now. So back in 2018, late 2018, I went through a really bad breakup. Really horrible breakup. Like, I was just completely shattered by that breakup, and when I was going through that, I really wanted a drastic change. And for some people, it's maybe cutting their hair or dyeing their hair a completely bold colors or something. But for me, the drastic change was do what I love without caring about what people say. I want that to be my drastic change. Coming into 2019, it was a new year, and I made that a motto for myself that this year I'm just gonna do what I fucking love. Like I would not care about anything else. And that's when I put out my first YouTube video. That's when I started creating content. That's when I started putting myself out there, putting myself online. Now looking back, I have my ex to thank for that. So thank you. Next question is, are you interested in tattoos? If yes, what? Love you. I love you too. To answer your question, I'm not interested in getting any tattoos ever. I like my body as it is. Of course, I love seeing tattoos on other people. I think they're so cool. But for me, I'm just like worried that, if I get the tattoo this year, maybe 5 years down the line, I'm not gonna like that tattoo, but then it's gonna stay on my body forever and I'm not ready to take that risk. Have you ever been actually told to get breast implants by a non-stranger? Yes. My parents tell me to get breast implants all the time. Even till this day, I actually made a TikTok video about it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Exactly. Right.
I'm not stopping you.
But in Asian culture, body shaming is really common. I guess I'm used to it, I grown up hearing those comments, hearing I'm too skinny and I have to eat more. And now when I'm a little bit older, it's like nobody's gonna like you, no guy's gonna like you if you look like sticks and stuff like that. You should get implants. You need to have curves, so you need to look more curvy so guys can like you.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm very used to hearing those stuff all the time from my family, but I never let it, get to me. I know that they just say it out of concern and love. I respect their opinion, but I know that it's not for me, it's not what I want, and I hope that one day they can understand that. The next question is, why are you learning Chinese? I am learning Chinese because learning language for me is very entertaining, very stimulating for my brain. I'm really good at learning languages. That's the thing that comes to me very naturally. Chinese, over 1 billion people in the world speak Chinese, so I feel like if I know the language, I can communicate with a lot more people and open a lot more opportunities for me in the future. Is there a day that felt really, really good which you still remember to this day? I still remember the day that I got the visa to go to Canada. It was like a process to get my visa accepted by the embassy. I don't know if I say it right. It was like a long time waiting for my visa to be accepted or to be approved. When I got the result that my visa is approved, my family and I booked the flight just 3 days after that, and then 3 days later I'm in Canada. I still remember that day because for a long time, like since I was 13 or 14, like I already knew that I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to go study abroad and just be in a new country. Like I love Vietnam. I love my country and I miss it so much, but it's just not a place for me. I couldn't really be myself completely or freely in Vietnam because of all the expectations and body shaming and judgment from other people. I just really wanted to be free, to do what I want, to wear what I want, just be by myself and be independent. So going to Canada was my dream and was my way of doing that. And so when I got that visa approval, I was just so excited and happy because I know that my life is about to turn to a new page, or my life is gonna be completely transformed. And yeah, I still remember that day till this day. My next question is, did you ever consider implants? If so, what was your reasoning for or against them? I have actually considered getting implants in 2018, and so 2018 was like a really a life-changing year for me. I went through a lot in 2018. I went through my double jaw surgery in 2018. First had the thought of having implants when one of my good friends, she got implants, and she looks gorgeous. Seeing her getting implants just kind of started that thought in my head that, oh, maybe I could get implants too. Maybe I could change the size of my chest as well. And then I went through that jaw surgery. During the recovery time, I look horrible. I look like I look swollen, and it's just like a very, very hard period for me, because even though, like I said, jaw surgery definitely changed my life for the better, but during the recovery process, it was just really hard because of the physical pain, and just I wasn't looking great. I think during that time was the lowest point of my self-confidence. I really considered getting implants. I looked a lot into it, but once I found out that if you get implants, you have to get it replaced or have another surgery every 5 or 10 years to maintain it. Why do I voluntarily put myself through that process? Because I was in that very hard and challenging recovery process. I just felt like I don't want to put myself through that process over and over again. So that's the deciding factor why I chose not to get a boob job at the time. I keep looking more and more into it, then I found out about breast implants illness and a lot of other side effects that come with the procedure. That's when I'm like, okay, this is not for me. And once I decide that boob job is no longer an option for me, then I start to really go deep within and learn to accept this body, learn to accept how I look. And that went on for like 6 months, and I finally feel like I'm at a good place now in terms of my self-confidence. And that's when I start my YouTube channel and talk about body positivity. So I put on a sweater and we're gonna keep going with our questions. My next question is, what do you like to do in your free time? What do I like to do in my free time? I say walking. Not sure if it counts, but walking. Am I really that boring? Boring. Okay. Painting. I used to paint quite often. I haven't painted in a long time, probably in like a year or so. But I love painting. I will put some pictures here of the painting that I did. Most are just copies from like the painting that I saw online or something. To me, when I paint, I can just really forget about everything, and yeah, I like painting. What else do I like? I like reading. Yes, reading. I read a lot. I read a lot. And yes, that would be my number one hobby to do in my free time. I read and I walk, and sometimes, rarely, I paint. And so yeah, that's my hobby. Yeah. Yeah. Boring. How did you deal with self-consciousness when you stopped wearing bra? I realized that no one cared, and I feel very free with that realization. Like no one cared. Maybe they did notice there's a difference. Maybe they did notice that last month, like she looks different, and then this month she looks flat. They didn't say anything, so I'm sure that they just move on with their day. Nobody cares, and I think that's how I deal with it. Just keep reminding myself that nobody cares. So I'm not gonna wear a bra. I'm gonna stop wearing padded bra. I'm gonna stop wearing push-up bra. I'm just gonna be flat. So I think that if you ever think about giving up bras, or stop wearing padded or push-up bra, go for it, because really nobody cares. And I think that you're gonna be a lot more comfortable just wearing no bra, and just embrace your body and what you have.
Accept yourself. Love yourself.
My next question is, what does your family think about you doing YouTube videos? Plus, what do they think about your content? It's a mix, I guess. Mainly when I talk about my family, I would talk about my dad, because he's the one that I talk to the most. It's very interesting with my family. Like, I have 3 brothers, by the way, 1 older and 2 younger, but I don't really talk to them. I don't know if that's normal, just because we don't live together, so I'm not in frequent contact with them. So whenever I call my family or in contact with my family, it's just my dad. Mainly when I talk about my family, it's my dad. When I first started out, my dad didn't really care, but when I started talking about body positivity and having a flat chest, he immediately told me to stop doing that. He still tell me to stop doing that till this day, even after I built such a big community. But he still, tell me to stop talking about these topics, stop showing my body. Of course, I think that, it's a culture thing. Asian parents like they're very conservative. My dad is quite conservative. He can be open to new ideas, Western ideas, like when it comes to like body and, you know, showing your body, being proud of your body. Like he's still very conservative. He still tell me to get a boob job. He still tell me to stop showing my flat chest, stop talking about body positivity. But in a way, I said it's mixed because at the same time, he can see that, you know, I'm doing really well with my content or with my channels. So in a way, he's not totally against it. It's like he would prefer me to talk about other topics rather than my body, rather than promoting body positivity. He would prefer me to talk about like other stuff, like life in Canada. Or like, you know, other more normal stuff, I guess. But yeah, I don't really care what he thinks. Or whenever he says something negative to me, I would just ignore it. Before I would, you know, respond and like tell him to stop, but now I just ignore it completely and just change the topic. Yeah, that's how my family feel about my content. Have you ever considered being vegan? Would you try it? Also, you are so pretty and kind. Aw, thank you so much, Eliza. Have I ever considered being a vegan? No. My best friend is a vegan and he, you know, always encouraged me to become vegan, but I know that, I mean, I can see how great being a vegan would be for the world and, you know, for my health. I actually haven't really looked into it and I don't know that much about veganism. At this current moment, I just don't have any interest in becoming a vegan. I really love meat. I know that a lot of vegans say that it's just an excuse because you can get the same taste and texture with vegan meat, but I don't know, I just haven't really looked into it, so I'm not sure. But right now I don't really have any interest, but who knows, maybe in the future.
Eat your vegetables!
Do you ever plan on getting pregnant? If so, are you afraid that you will like seeing your chest growing and that will affect all your journey towards self-love when it comes to your chest? Kisses from a Portuguese small-chested friend. Aw, thank you, Tania. To answer your questions, I don't plan on getting pregnant. I don't plan on having any children. I am child-free by choice. I really feel like it's, you know, the right path for me. At least at this moment, like I'm like very 100% child-free, and I'm pretty sure that it will, you know, be that way moving forward. And so, yeah, I guess I don't really have that problem to worry about. So that's it for this Q&A video. I hope that you had fun watching this video and enjoy getting to know me a little bit better. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you want to. I would love to make more Q&A videos in the future, so if you have any other questions that you would want me to answer, just leave them in the comments. I would go through them all and screenshot and save the ones that I would want to answer in the future. Until next time, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and treat others the same way.